Today, I'm planning to scare you. Seriously. I have a scary topic and even worse conclusions. So please consider if you are ready for that. Because I will show you a world in which the law does not protect you. Are you ready for that? Okay, let's go. Please close your eyes. Imagine that you are listening to my speech in a virtual world. A virtual version of myself is talking to you. You are also a virtual version of yourself. The reality that surrounds you looks the same, but is the result of a computer code. Amazing, isn't it? Will you be surprised if I tell you that now it's not just a creation of your imagination? We are on the beginning of a revolution that will enable us to live in two worlds, the real one and the virtual one. And the virtual world will be called the metaverse. So, what is the metaverse? It is a virtual space that is very similar to our world. So, in the metaverse, it will be possible to live your normal life, but as an avatar of you. To immerse yourself in the metaverse world, all you have to do is put on VR goggles and explore. So, in the metaverse, it will be possible to buy fruits, go to school, and go to work. But also to commit crimes, violate obligations, personal rights, and copyrights. Analyzing the metaverse from the legal perspective, I came to a key question. Is the law ready for the metaverse? I am a lawyer and a PhD law student. I do an academic research on procedural law. I am also an immigrant. I moved from Ukraine to Poland. 8 years ago, I learned Polish alphabet, literally crying. It was too hard for me. But I had a big motivation to become a lawyer in Poland. So I was very afraid. But I tried to get to one of the best law schools in Poland. And guess what? I did it. And now I'm writing my PhD on law in Polish. So, I had to learn Polish to become a lawyer in Poland. And then I realized that to become a lawyer in the metaverse, you don't have to learn any language. Because we don't know neither what law should apply in the metaverse, nor in what language. And it doesn't matter that I can speak 5 languages and can say cześć, привіт, здравствуй, hello, and even bonjour, because I don't know what law should apply in the metaverse, in the world which can become an alternative to our world now. I know, you are probably thinking, okay, but how effects in the virtual world affect my real life? I understand you. Let me try to convince you. I would like to give you some examples. You are an artist, and you have your art gallery in the metaverse. And in this art gallery, there are your paintings which you sell for cryptocurrency. And one day you realize that somebody is copying your paintings and selling them to. Your copyrights have been violated. Or another example, you bought an apartment in the metaverse for 1 million euros. And then the metaverse platform took it away from you because of your loud parties. And the most tangible example, the metaverse platform uses your data without any restrictions because it's not legally protected. In all these cases, you are entitled to legal protection in the real world. But in the metaverse, you are not protected. The law is not ready for the metaverse because in the metaverse, the law does not exist yet. And we need to find a solution for that. I propose 3 solutions. The first solution is to establish a virtual legal system that would operate in the metaverse only. This would require standardizing law and judiciary for all potential users of the metaverse, so for people from all over the world. This solution is about as realistic as forcing everyone in the world to use Android. Establishing one legal virtual system is a utopia, so we discard this. The second solution is arbitration. Metaverse disputes can be referred to arbitration by providing the arbitration clauses in the metaverse platform's uses of terms. Arbitration courts are not ordinary courts. In arbitration, you, as a party to proceedings, can choose the binding law and arbitrators who will act as judges in your case. Arbitration would allow to resolve metaverse disputes in a more flexible way. And there are some metaverse platforms which already have arbitration clauses in their terms, for example, Roblox or Decentraland. And I believe that this is the best solution. But it creates a risk that metaverse platforms will be able to create terms of use without any limitations. And this brings us to the third solution, very dangerous solution, to give metaverse platforms unlimited freedom to create terms of use. Do you know what is terms of use? That is something that you never read and just click, OK, I accept, and move forward. So let's see what you accept on the example of Decentraland metaverse terms. Imagine that you have 100,000 euros, and you spend this money for a plot of land. No, not near Warsaw, for a virtual plot of land. That is what Decentraland is. Decentraland is the first metaverse platform where users can buy virtual plots of land. Decentraland terms require disputes to be resolved by the arbitration court in Paris. But for any dispute not subject to arbitration, you agree to submit your cases to courts in Panama. Moreover, Decentraland terms concern a warning which is caps lock, please. Read this section carefully. It may significantly affect your legal rights, including your right to file a lawsuit in court. So, if you are going to sue Decentraland, you should go to the arbitration court in Paris or to courts in Panama. A little bit worrying, isn't it? Moreover, the terms of this platform also state that platform will not be liable or responsible for accuracy, copyright compliance, legality or decency of material contained in or accessed through the platform. The platform not also liable for any damages without any limitations, including loss of goodwill, business reputation, loss of data, or any other loss. even if the platform has been advised of the possibility of such damages. Almost identical provisions has also, for example, Roblox Metaverse platform or Upland, but also other Metaverse platforms. To sue, for example, Sandbox, you should go to courts in Malta and know the law of Malta. To scare you even more, I'm so sorry, there is an idea that mysterious Metaverse disputes should be resolved by DAO. DAO is decentralized, autonomous organization which allow users to vote on proposals with their voting power often determined by the number of tokens they hold. This may raise a lot of concerns. Can the users with the most tokens be trusted to arrive at the right decision? Where is the right to a fair trial? It can be a big problem that Metaverse platforms can create terms of use which are in favor of platforms. This may lead to a situation in which, potentially, the guilty party creates the law. In addition, there is always an option that the common courts of each country will settle virtual disputes. But neither courts nor private international law do not seem to be prepared for such type of legal problems. There is a risk that it could look like creating the metaverse world on old Macintosh computers. Maybe it can be done, but what's the point? Modern problems require modern solutions. When I had my first classes at the law school, a professor asked me a question. Why did you choose to study law? I remember that I answered, because I like justice and order. Now I have a lot of doubts whether we will be able to talk about the law as manifestation of justice or order after the advent of the metaverse.